Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news. Within the last 10 minutes, a crash involving 5 drivers clears on I-40 near Rock Quarry Road. What we've learned in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker about what caused the pileup in Raleigh.
And this morning, I'm tracking sporadic showers, rain returning to the forecast. I'll show you where it's heaviest and when we see the most rain arriving this week coming up.
Also honoring heroes. Memorial Day observances are happening across our area today, where you can go and show your support and pay tribute. 4:30 the time right now on that Memorial Day Monday. We're so glad you're joining us on this holiday. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Yes, today is a day of remembrance. It's also going to be a day with some scattered showers moving through. Meteorologist Chris Michaels in for Elizabeth to let us know what we can expect for our holiday.
Guys, good morning. Yes, Goldsboro seeing the heaviest rain so far this morning. There's a live look at our camera there in Goldsboro in Wayne County, and you see maybe a little bit of gusty wind as well. These downpours continuing to move to the east into areas like Kinston and then up toward Greenville and New Bern. You take the view out toward the west and you see just very sporadic light showers in parts of Orange, Durham, Granville, and Vance counties. And that overall is going to be the trend today. And I know a lot of us call this the unofficial start to summer. It's not going to be a pool day. Temperatures only 63 to 69 degrees today and tomorrow. That's the average high for late October. So what's causing that? It's a unique pattern here called the wedge or cold air damming, and eventually moisture overruns that and leads to more widespread rain Tuesday. We're going to help you plan for the next few commutes that's coming up in just a little bit.
Chris, thank you. Breaking news. Within the last 10 minutes, a crash involving 5 drivers cleared on I-40 near Rock Quarry Road. Ali Kadlubar is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Ali, it took crews a little over an hour to get the road fully reopened.
Yes, Renee, just in the last 10 minutes, we've seen emergency vehicles finally leave the scene here on I-40 westbound near Rock Quarry Road. We've also just learned from Highway Patrol that there were injuries from this crash. Take a look at this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can see a large response from crews working to clear the accident. It all happened around 3 a.m. Highway Patrol tells us that a vehicle crashed into another vehicle stopped on the roadway. Now, this all led to a domino effect of crashes. Again, 5 vehicles were involved in this crash. Highway Patrol tells us, of course, there were injuries. There were no fatalities, though. We are still working to learn how many people were involved in this crash and, of course, the other details that are under investigation. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
More breaking news. 3 homes and a car in Raleigh are damaged after police say someone shot into them. This happened on McGuire Drive off Perry Creek Road. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was on the scene around 11 last night. Police say nobody was hurt. One person is charged with shooting inside city limits.
Today's Memorial Day, and there are many ways you can honor those who gave their lives for our country. This afternoon, the historic Oakwood Cemetery will hold its annual Memorial Day observance. This is video from last year's event. It marked the 100th anniversary of Raleigh's observance of Memorial Day. The community is invited to gather today at 4 p.m. at the Field of Honor 1. This meaningful 45-minute ceremony will feature a keynote address, music, and the traditional placing of the memorial wreath.
In 5 hours, the town of Apex will honor U.S. military personnel who lost their lives. The event, organized by Apex American Legion Post 124, takes place at 9:30 this morning at the Downtown Service Memorial. Members of Apex Public Safety, the Town Council, and the community will share words of reflection. In case of rain, the ceremony will move to Apex Fire Station 1 on North Salem Street.
The community is also invited to attend a Memorial Day remembrance at Veterans Freedom Park in Cary. The ceremony will feature remarks from Cary Town Council and special guest speaker Paul Berry, who served in the United States Marine Corps for 30 years. Berry is the co-chair of the governor's challenge to prevent suicide among service members, veterans, and their families.
This day is about remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. There are several other events honoring fallen service members happening in our area today. We have that full list on our website, WRAL.com. Just search Memorial Day. People in Minneapolis marked the 5-year anniversary of George Floyd's death with a music festival and candlelight vigil. Speakers talked about the need for justice for all and finding comfort in their pain. George Floyd died after being detained by police. His final moments were caught on video as he was held down by a Minneapolis police officer's knee. Floyd's death ignited widespread protests around the world. Derek Chauvin was later convicted of murdering Floyd.
Here in Raleigh, George Floyd's relatives also reflected on his memory and the work that still lies ahead. Floyd was born in Fayetteville, and he still has family in the area. His family started an organization known as the Floyd Family Center. That nonprofit is dedicated to shining light on inequities by underserved and underfunded communities. Floyd's uncle, Roger Floyd, also visits a memorial dedicated to George in Raleigh's Freedom Park from time to time to reflect.
This memorializes George, if you will. Like you said, it's etched here. And as long as this property survives, this is remembrance of him.
And Floyd also works with Raleigh police to make reforms that he says would keep the community safer while keeping police held responsible.
President Donald Trump is once again delaying tariffs on imported goods. This time, he's backing down on 50% tariff on European Union imports. The president moved the implementation from June 1st until July 9th to buy time for negotiations from the 27 member countries. Last year, the U.S. ran a $236 billion trade deficit with the EU. Following news of the delay, stock markets in Asia posted modest gains this morning.
A man is in the hospital after a shooting in Knightdale. This was the scene right near the Sports Page Bar and Grill when the WRAL breaking news tracker showed up. A witness tells us two men were arguing in the parking lot when gunshots went off early yesterday morning. The window of a nearby bakery was hit. We're working to learn whether anyone was charged and to get an update on the victim.
New this morning, at least 40 people are dead after an Israeli airstrike on a shelter in Gaza. The escalating violence comes as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. During the meeting, she expressed unwavering support for the state of Israel. Noem will also attend a memorial ceremony for the two U.S. Embassy staffers killed in Washington, D.C. last week, Yaron Lezhinsky and Sarah Milgram.
A house in Wake County is badly damaged after a fire. This was the scene on Jesse Drive, right near Apex. That house was fully engulfed by the time firefighters got there. Crews from Apex and Cary were called in to help fight the fire. There are no reports of injuries.
The city of Raleigh's summer pools are now open under modified hours. For now, the pools will be closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They will be open every day starting on June 16th. Staffing shortages are plaguing community pools. The city has issued a code yellow for pools, meaning there may be limited capacities, reduced hours, or reduced amenities. The city of Raleigh is also hiring lifeguards. Anyone 15 or older can apply.
Covering Wake County this week, school leaders will work out details about the new cell phone policy. Board members requested some changes to a proposal requiring all cell phones to be silenced and tucked away. The board tentatively voted to restrict cell phone use in the classroom. They still have to work out specifics over items like smartwatches before instituting that official policy. It is unclear right now how the district will enforce the policy or if the board will have a physical device to put the cell phones inside. The board will vote on the official policy next month.
Tuition hikes and budget cuts are likely on the way for the UNC system. Republican lawmakers are writing a new state budget with a focus on new tax cuts. But those cuts have to be paid for somehow. Lawmakers plan to take at least $100 million from higher education. In-state tuition has not risen in 9 years. The average student pays $7,300 a year in tuition and fees. That could soon increase. At the same time, universities are also asked to make large cuts. Our NC Capitol team has a full breakdown of the budget plans and a reaction from state leaders on WRAL.com.
It's certainly now or never time for the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final. They do have to win tonight in Florida, Game 4, or else their season is over. Canes are down 3-0 in the series after a 6-2 loss to Florida Saturday. It's the 15th straight time the Canes have lost an Eastern Conference Final. A streak that dates back to 2009, and they will need to win tonight to avoid the sweep and bring the series back to the Lenovo Center for Game 5 Wednesday night. Puck drops tonight, 8 o'clock, and after the game, we have expert analysis and exclusive insight. No one covers the Canes like WRAL, so watch Canes exclusive postgame live tonight, 11:25.
One of a kind. That's what Raleigh officials are calling the newest play plaza at Dix Park that is set to open in just a few days. We'll get a sneak preview of the new 20-acre space.
A Space Needle upgrade, a unique feature, is now open to the public at the iconic Seattle landmark. We'll talk about the new double-decker elevator and explain how this isn't the end of the Space Needle makeover.
And it's going to be a cool Memorial Day as you take a live look at Goldsboro, where we have some scattered showers moving through. Meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with the latest hour-by-hour timing of our soggy holiday weather.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:44 on this Memorial Day. We start out with a live look at Clinton, where we just got done with one round of rain, and we have some more showers building in from the south and west. Heading into Sampson County, again, those are kind of sporadic. The heaviest rain over Goldsboro, moving to the east into areas like Greenville, Newbern, and Kinston, and just some light rain right around Hillsboro and Chapel Hill. That moving to the north and east. That too is very sporadic just north of Wake County. It's a damp and gray day. A few showers around out the door with temperatures mainly in the low to mid 60s. And at any point in time today, 20 to 40% of our area will have some very light showers around, but some heavier rain coming in as we head into Tuesday. An unsettled weather pattern. We're tracking that, the wettest days, and how much rain you can expect coming up shortly.
Seattle's famous Space Needle is getting a makeover, an all-glass double-deck elevator. It is now open to the public. The Space Needle staff says the Skyliner is the first of its kind in North America. It was added as part of a privately funded $100 million modernization project. 2 more double-deck elevators are scheduled to open by 2028. Early concepts of the Space Needle actually included a double-deck elevator, but there wasn't enough time or technology to make it back in 1961.
Now to a major upgrade here at home. It's being called a one-of-a-kind landmark for Dix Park in Raleigh. City Park employees and their families got a sneak peek of the Gibson Play Plaza over the weekend. The nearly 20-acre recreation area has been under construction for more than 2 years. It's now just days from its official opening. WRAL's Flynn Snyder took a tour.
Across the Slide Valley and in the fountains, Raleigh's tiniest residents getting their first chance to see the massive, nearly $70 million Gibson Play Plaza at the entrance to Dix Park. 9-year-old Susanna Scheffel was among the first to take part.
I like it. The slides are the most funnest.
There's a swing terrace, sensory maze, market, and picnic area for families.
Well, at the peak of this park is an interactive system of pulleys and levers that both kids and adults can enjoy to learn about the historic Yates Mill in Wake County.
A $10 million donation from the plaza's namesake, Tom Gibson, helped pay for the play area.
It's a learning experience as well as a playful experience. And that's something that's important that we do to our children.
Money also came from a mix of private donations spearheaded from the Dix Park Conservancy and the 2022 Raleigh Parks Bond.
There is no other park like it in the southeast United States.
Raleigh Parks Director Stephen Bentley says the plaza marks a milestone for Dix Park, with plans to transform the 300-acre park into one of the country's premier public spaces.
Well, when businesses move to Raleigh, they're looking for great schools, housing, and quality of life. So great parks are essential to that component. In our 10-year history, we are now at a really great crossroads for the park.
With excitement from children also comes excitement from officials that the Play Plaza will boost visitor numbers and spur nearby economic activity. Flynn Snyder, WRAL News, Raleigh.
From a family perspective, that will certainly add to quality of life. The Play Plaza will host a series of public events, including a ribbon cutting for the grand opening on June 6th.
Several local events will honor fallen service members this Memorial Day. If you live in Johnston County, head over to the Superior Courtroom in the Johnston County Courthouse in Smithfield. The Veterans Council will host a Memorial Day ceremony this morning at 11. That event will feature guest speakers, veteran stories, a wreath-laying ceremony, and much more. If you can't attend in person, the event will be live streamed on the county's YouTube channel.
In Orange County, the community is invited to honor and remember our nation's service members at American Legion Post 6. Doors open for a public house at noon, and the ceremony begins at 2 p.m. A community celebration, including refreshments and patriotic music by the Village Band, takes place after the ceremony.
4:48 right now on your Memorial Day Monday morning, and I know folks have a lot of outdoor plans today. So Chris Michaels is over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. Depending on where you are in our viewing area, you're getting rain right now.
Exactly, yeah, and it was really the heaviest in parts of Wayne County out there, and parts of Sampson County dealing with some scattered showers too. It's very sporadic, very light, especially as you go north of I-40, and that generally is going to be the trend throughout the rest of the morning. In fact, here's 8 o'clock on Futurecast, and you see Sampson and Wayne counties with some showers. Everything else through midday is very sporadic, very light, and it's not much of a disruption to any Memorial Day travels. Heading into the afternoon, about 20% of the area with some tangible rain. The rest of us just cloudy, so there will be time to get out and grill. But after sunset, most any light rain showers south of I-40. Watch what happens as we get closer to tomorrow morning's commute. This is about 6 o'clock, and you see a decent coverage of showers in the area. That continues to become more widespread by the lunch hour on Tuesday. That'll be off and on toward the afternoon and evening commute Tuesday, and even some thunderstorms may break through Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. So that's why you see those higher chances there if you're checking in with our app. Then by Thursday afternoon, Friday afternoon, showers and storms will be a little more hit and miss. But spread out throughout the week, most data showing about 1 to 2 inches of rain across North Carolina. Most of that beneficial, especially if you've been working on the gardens. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-60s. It's a little more humid than the past few days. What you see is what you get in terms of our temperatures today. It's actually going to feel more like October out there with highs 66 to 71. Fayetteville, you're the warm spot at 71, and your average is 84 degrees. So we'll be well below that both today and tomorrow. So not exactly a pool day. You can still get out and grill at times this afternoon, but the next 2 days we only top out in the 60s. We do eventually make it back to about 80 to 85 degrees heading into the upcoming weekend, guys.
Chris, thank you. Switching to electric in the next hour, 5 Under Side has a look at the top tested battery powered tool sets, which could actually save you some money.
Also making history, the first woman to play in the Coastal Plain League makes her debut for the Holly Springs Salamanders. We'll hear from her about the big moment. Summer movie season is in full swing, but more big films are coming out this fall and next year. David Daniel has details in our Hollywood Minute.
The way of water connects all things.
Avatar: The Way of Water is returning to IMAX. The second Avatar film is set to be re-released on October 3rd, ahead of the next film in the franchise, Avatar: Fire and Ash, which is due out December 19th.
You have no style or sense of fashion. No. That wasn't a question.
The Devil Wears Prada fans are getting their sequel sooner than expected. The Fashion World follow-up is now due in theaters May 1st, 2026. Disney had held that date for Avengers Doomsday, starring Robert Downey Jr. That's now set to arrive in December of 2026.
Your team has been betrayed, Ethan.
For one member of that team, Greg Tarzan Davis, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning and the press tour was a learning experience.
It was beautiful to see glaciers. I had never seen a glacier besides in a textbook. I had never seen a polar bear besides, never in IRL. So I just learned.
Saying that.
I just learned that.
Now he's saying that every interview. I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Lilo and Stitch led the way during a record weekend at the box office. The live-action remake of the animated film made $145.5 million, the best Memorial Day weekend opening ever. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning came in second with $63 million. That's the best debut in that franchise history. And Final Destination: Bloodlines dropped to number 3 in its second weekend.
A Wake County school is being recognized for supporting military-connected families. Lincoln Heights Elementary in Fuquay-Varina just received the Purple Star Award. Chris Dinnen is a social worker there and one of the people touched by the honor. He also serves in the Army Reserves, and he uses his military service to help in his role working with students.
Soldier trauma and childhood trauma it's still trauma, and while I have to tailor it a little bit, I think that it well prepared me for this role.
North Carolina first began recognizing schools with the Purple Star Award in 2019. Sunflower lovers, get excited. It's planting time in Dix Park again. About 125,000 seeds were planted on this 5-acre sunflower field at the park. They're expected to bloom in late July. The blooms serve as a summer pollinator habitat for butterflies, bees, and other wildlife. More than 100,000 people come out to the free event each summer.
It is a spectacle. Coming up at 5, honoring Memorial Day, events are being held across our area to honor our fallen service members. We'll show you when and where you can participate.
And staffing struggles. Pools in Raleigh are dealing with worker shortages as the summer season gets underway. How this could affect your poolside plans.
Plus, a brink of elimination. The Canes are down 3 games to none in the Eastern Conference Final. We'll preview tonight's must-win game.